Now, with the hottest professional league right now, it is the WNBA, thanks to rookies like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and veterans like A'ja Wilson and Brittany Griner. Sports fans cannot get enough. So let's talk about the meteoric rise with ESPN basketball analyst Chiney Ogwumike joining us from Bristol, Connecticut. Thank you so much for being with us, Chiney. Okay, we are seeing incredible growth in women's sports, and you've been vocal about what you call the growing pains. What do you mean by that?
First of all, this is the crossover that we've been waiting for, Janae and Chiney. So here we go, Team
Yes.
Nene. As a 10-year vet of the WNBA, I mean, we've been waiting for this moment of exponential growth, and it is finally here. I just visited my sister, who is a star player for the Seattle Storm. They just unveiled their first state-of-the-art WNBA practice facility. Las Vegas has one as well. They are upgrading arenas throughout the WNBA based off of demand, and also players are flying charter. That's something that my sister and I looked at and we're like, wow, we can't believe the moment is here. But with rapid growth really does come growing pains. And I think the biggest one, the most painful one, and I know about growing pains because I'm 6'3", okay, is the rhetoric. It's the misunderstanding. People come into the WNBA with preconceived notions based off of what they thought it was and not speaking to the authenticity of the game. These women are competitive. These women talk trash and they back it up. And this is the most physical and the best women's basketball league in the world. I think there was a learning curve to truly understand that, but I went to Stanford. Learning curves allow you to pass tests, so I think finally we're at the point where we can focus on ball.
Come on, she said she was a student athlete. And Chiney, we often see the narrative around women athletes getting messy. It's just like it's catty and pitting players against each other. For instance, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, that rivalry. But they talk about it differently than male athletes. What needs to happen to move the needle in the right direction?
Look, realizing, I think, fans that they have the power to focus on the positives, and there can be more than one. People are so caught up trying to prove that there is one star that is bringing all of this growth. The reality is, by focusing on one star, you're missing the beautiful constellation of stars, and you listed some of them. Angel and Caitlin, I mean, they just had a monster rookie matchup not too long ago, a few days ago. But then there's also A'ja Wilson, who is a walking 2020 piece in the WNBA as well. There's Breanna Stewart, who's trying to bring the, a championship to the New York Liberty franchise. And then, of course, there's a pipeline of stars that are coming. I don't know if you know about Paige Beckers, Juju Watkins. The game is in a very healthy place if you stop and you look and you use your telescope and you realize that there's so many stars that are pushing the game forward.
Come on with the stars analogy. I am loving this. Yes, and so the Olympics, that was a big talker, especially with the women's basketball team. You have spoken about, it's not just a big moment for the game and for women's sports in the U.S., worldwide.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I think the coolest thing about this moment is it's not just basketball. I know a lot of people have, I guess you can say, been let down if you're a new fan because they wanted people like Caitlin Clark on the Olympic roster. But even more so, I don't know if you guys caught the criticism for Alex Morgan not making the U.S. women's national team roster. Popularity, a lot of times when it comes to women's sports, they feel like if you're popular, you should be there. But actually, the Olympics are based on performance. Yeah. Team USA is going for their record straight 8th Olympic gold. And I think that this, if you see the pictures right there, is a stacked roster. So I think that this roster shows experience. It shows an increased level of global competition, whether you're a fan of women's soccer based off of what we've seen, or you're a fan of women's basketball. The world is coming, and I think Team USA is putting their best team forward first. And I think people should be patient with the process, especially if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, because she could make her debut here in the U.S. in L.A. in 2028. So I think that's a win-win scenario as well.
Absolutely. And look, we're trying to bring home the gold here to the U.S. Thank you so much, Chiney, that's the doubleheader you wanted. But stick around. The great WNBA doubleheader today. The Dream face the Liberty 1 Eastern, followed by Caitlin Clark's Fever, taking on Brittany Griner and the Mercury at 3 Eastern. It's all on ESPN.